Welcome to Bastard Quest. I'm the Game Bastard Kyle.
I'm the Todd.
I'm Condo the Pod.
I'm Austin.
Who?
Who are you,
Corey.
That's Corey.
I'm wishy-washy tonight.
All right. Well, you better get some perspective, brother, because we're playing Monster of the Week.
Okay.
This is our third session of Monster of the Week. If you're just joining Bastard Quest for the first time, rewind 2 episodes and start there. Todd, who are you playing in this Monster of the Week, a game by Michael Sands, a game about hunting monsters in the continental United States, not Alaska or Hawaii?
Well, my character's name is Melvis Prinsley.
Okay.
He's from Memphis, Tennessee. Not Elvis. I want to put that out there. He is a member of a sect, the
But
TCB.
Elvis.
Definitely Elvis.
TCB, that stands for taking care of business.
Yes, of course. Melvis would be referring to the Ordo Tenebris Captivitatis Belua, but sure, TCB.
He's proficient in the ancient fighting arts, a.k.a. karate.
All right. Austin, who are you playing?
I'm Chaney the werewolf.
All right.
I don't have any funny characteristics. I'm just cursed with a horrible malady.
Well, yeah. Lycanthropy or like a Netflix subscription.
Were there other options for monsters, or did you just choose like the most painful one?
So there were options for basically creating a vampire, creating a zombie, a ghost.
Many better things.
I could have been a ghost, in which case I probably would have had the powers of like Nifto Lad. And
Tech Bro was an option
yeah,
for monsters.
yeah, but you had to drive a Tesla truck around, and I was like, fuck that.
Cybertruck. You don't get to drive it very long because bringing it into the game voids the warranty.
Well, the Cybertruck is the vampire of trucks because you can't let it get in the sun. Apparently.
It can't cross running water.
It won't go into your garage unless you invite it.
If you jam a stake through it, well, yeah, I mean, I guess that's all cars, right? You stab them enough with a giant wooden stake.
Except for Subarus.
Well, yeah.
And some cannons, they sparkle.
Well, when the sunlight hits it just right, there's a brief sparkle, and then it
falls apart.
Then it starts smoking.
I was going to say that it bursts into flames.
Yeah.
Well, you can't wash them either, so they don't really sparkle.
For that brief window of opportunity.
When you just drive it off the lot, it's got that brief sparkle of incredible beauty.
And regret.
Speaking of regret, Corey, who are you playing?
I'm playing Curtis Knickerbocker, a cool dude.
Yes.
He's kind of like, picture Cody Smith McPhee minus the toughness. and a fedora.
He's the weird cousin that's at the family reunion that you don't want to talk to but sees you from across the fried chicken and just latches onto you like a leech.
Yeah.
Let me tell you about my new video game.
Oh, I figured it's more, let me tell you about my some anime word.
Right.
My waifu.
Let me tell you something. Back when I was a married man, I used to engage in a little waifu. You know what I'm talking about?
Is that right?
That's right.
Melvis?
Just a hunk of burning waifu.
God. Poor Priscilla.
Thank you for joining the last episode of Bastard Quest. We're never going to top that.
Lord.
So the three of you are, of course, monster hunters. You're hot on the trail of some vampires in beautiful Panama City Beach, Florida.
Come on.
Yeah, we've sort of come to the end of the trail.
Yeah.
Right. So I believe at the very end of last session, you guys had identified where you believe the vampires were. It was the middle of the night, and you thought, better not go fight them in the middle of the night.
Yeah, so we've tracked down the condo where the at least 3 vampires are staying. And we even encountered, I believe, a hellhound that was guarding the door.
Yep.
And basically just collectively came to the conclusion that, well, fuck this, we'll try this in the morning.
So you guys awaken bright and early. The safe house, the TCB set up for you. It is not anywhere near the beach. It's in the parts of Panama City where actual people live. It's a rather nondescript bungalow.
Good morning to my Memphis Mafia. I just want to tell you fellas, before we get to vampire hunting, Melvis is going to need some breakfast. I want my favorite. I'm going to go somewhere, and I'm going to order me some biscuits and gravy. Hold the biscuits.
Yeah, I need some red meat.
Start every day with a bowl of gravy and a spoon.
I'm not allowed to use a spoon. It's dangerous.
You have aluminum allergies?
You guys head to a local cafe down the street. A greasy spoon. That they don't, of course, let Curtis hold. You get some breakfast. How many Percocets, Todd, does Melvis put in his coffee?
Well, let me explain something to you, young feller. The Percocets don't go in the coffee. The Percocets go in the gravy. Spoonful of gravy helps the Percocets go down. Now, in the coffee, that's where I put my bennies.
And you're forgetting, Kyle, this is Panama. This is the land of the lewds.
Man, I miss him lewds. Can't get him anymore. You know, back when I was with Priscilla, I told her, I was like, man, you know what? I love him lewd so much, I think we ought to name our daughter Lewd Marie.
It's a lovely name.
She was against it.
All right. What is your plan of attack on the vampires? You guys are in the cafe. You've got your own booth.
We're at the last remaining Shoney's.
That's right. And you have some time to plan.
Can I get a water and some paper towels so I can clean up the water?
He's got problems.
I have to go to a sedation barber because haircuts hurt. I could call him to help us with the vampires.
I just think like when a scissor touches his hair, he has like involuntary screaming. It's like he can't control it.
Cut it too hard.
It literally feels each individual hair being cut. Jesus Christ.
Back on task. Serious podcast.
Hey, fellas, I got a plan.
Okay.
One of us needs to dress up like one of them motel maids. The other two are going to hide in the housekeeping cart. And we just roll up to the door, knock on the door, and say, housekeeping. Why wouldn't they let us in?
I got dibs on the maid uniform.
Well, if we kill one of the bays, we'll have a key.
I was thinking more like hypnotize there, Curtis, but, you know.
But what about that dog? I don't want to hurt the dog. It's not the dog's fault.
Well, if I'm also in dog form, I can hurt the dog.
I don't want to hurt him, I said. Ever since my Neopet died of parvo, I've been real sensitive about these things. I don't even know how he got that.
Yeah, I don't think they programmed that into Tamagotchis.
They did on me.
So, yeah, they got a dog. We got a dog, too, by the name of Chaney. I tell you what, yeah, we're just going to roll up there. I'm going to hypnotize a maid, and
Okay.
we're going to dress up Curtis like one of them maids, and me and Chaney going to hide in that cart, and we're just going to roll up there with the pass key, let ourselves in. Chaney, you deal with that dog. Me and Curtis will get the vampire killing. Sounds like a fantastic plan to me.
I don't think I should be the maid.
Okay, I'll be the maid.
Okay, it's just my Neuralinks that been acting up.
A little while later, you find yourself in a crowded, steamy laundry room. There's multiple commercial washers going, and a short, currently mesmerized young woman is staring at Melvis. Todd, you're going to need to roll whatever nonsense you're using.
Hip spin, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called.
Hip swivel.
I just imagine the scene dry cutting to Elvis swinging his hips in a laundry room.
Yeah, that we can assume that's going on just off camera.
Sure.
Because I don't want to imagine it intensely.
All right. So, yeah, that's my weird.
It is.
It is indeed.
I have a +2 for weird, and once again, my special old black magic ability. Oh, when I use magic, I can ask a question from the investigate a mystery move as my effect. Which, I mean, but we already know where the vampires are, so.
Yeah, also, Juanita probably does not have a lot of intel on the vampires.
Hold on, wait, no, but I'm still going to use it, okay?
That's fine.
All right.
She can tell you a lot about laundry.
All right, cool. Okay, so I rolled a 9 + 2, that's 11.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Okay, so there's no complications or anything on a 10 or higher.
And as my bonus, I'm going to look right at Juanita and I'm going to go, well, hey there, sexy mama. Got a question for you.
Yeah?
Wonder if you might tell me where I can get the biggest steak in this town. And I don't mean a wooden steak. I'm talking about a steak direct from a cow. I like them about 2 inches thick and on the rare side with a side of peanut butter.
This poor woman's eyes are bugging out, completely mesmerized by Melvis's sorcery. There's a little bit of drool in the corner of her mouth.
What I like to do is I like to take the steak when they bring it to me and put it in front of me. I smother it in peanut butter and then put crumbled Funyuns on the top of it.
Sounds okay.
That almost knocks her out of it. If it wasn't literal magic, she gives you some steakhouse that's local that she's heard of.
So is that all we needed was a steakhouse address? Did we get like a key or anything from her? Or
Yeah, we get the key.
and
Yeah.
she disrobes and gives us her clothes as well.
Or we get it from the laundry room. That
Oh,
we're
I
in.
see.
Yeah, we're not going to make some poor working class woman.
Oh, snubbins.
Melvis strips out of his bedazzled jumpsuit and he hands it to Juanita and he's like, I'm going to leave it with you, pretty thing, for a little safekeeping while I'm gone. And he's just standing there handing her his jumpsuit wearing a thong.
Oh, Jesus.
And then he goes over and he finds a maid uniform and puts it on. It's rather ill-fitting, but
Yeah, but it accents his mutton chops pretty
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
So Melvis and Drag and the other two hidden in the laundry cart make their way up to the same floor that the vampires are on. Now remember, these are condos, so all the doors in this building will face inland, and it's exterior on an exterior concrete walkway with the rail, trundling along with the cart, or the sun's well up by this point. And you make it outside the vampire's door where you saw the vampire go in. The doggy door's there. It's closed, locked, of course.
Hold on, before we go in, Nana just texted me. It just says casserole recipes. Very cryptic.
There is a sign on the door that says "Eat, Pray, Love."
Prey.
What do you guys do?
hey, fellas, you remember back at that restaurant where I said we was going to knock on the door and say housekeeping? Occurs to me that might be real stupid.
We should say something cool like house killing. Just get in there.
Did anybody look up how we take care of hellhounds?
There's something else we should remember. Captain Ron said they want one of them alive back at the TCB.
Oh, that's right.
Good with it.
All right, boys, it's time to take care of some business.
Maybe we just negotiate. We could ask them if they want to send their young son to come ward with us. Much like Game of Thrones type things.
I never did like that show. All that incest hit a little too close to home.
You open the door with the key that you stole from the mesmerized maid. It opens with the horror movie into a darkened hall. So immediately in front of you is a wall. Like you go in and the wall in the hallway goes to your left. And it's shadowy. You don't hear anything from the inside other than the air conditioning.
Does it still look like a condo, or is it like this door is a portal into Todd Browning's Dracula?
It's definitely a condo. There's a small end table there with the guest book on it and a potted plant that's definitely fake. Who's going in first?
I believe Chaney's going in first.
All right. Chaney, your senses are heightened enough that you would notice on the inside of the wall next to the door is a keypad, and there's multiple lights blinking on and off in it in rapid pseudo-distressing fashion. And on the keypad are the letters ADT.
Guys, there's a strong chance this just says that and it doesn't work.
You know what? Roll a die of fate. Roll a D6, Austin.
Okay.
I've seen this before. It stands for a Dracula terminal.
That's a 5.
Dracula talking. How can I help you? So the lights are blinking.
Well, like you said, Chaney, it could be nothing, or we could be caught in a trap and we can't walk out.
Well, I mean, the worst that could happen is that this alarm goes off and we'll still be long gone after having killed these vampires.
All we can see right now is a hallway and a wall, right? We can't see like a living area,
Right.
bedrooms, anything like that.
So the way this condo appears to be set up is when you open the front door, you're immediately looking at a wall.
A labyrinth.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
nothing to the right, and to the left, the hall goes and then turns immediately inward.
Okay.
To head towards presumably the front of the building. And you can see kind of some light that's probably coming from the front deck. But it's not as if there's lots of lights turned on and people moving about or anything like that. It is dead silence, no pun intended.
So do we continue sneaking forward, or?
Curtis, you want to take a look at this keypad? Is that a thing you can hack?
I could do anything
Really?
powerful with my mind.
So Curtis does take a look at it, and he's nerdy enough to realize, yeah, it's not connected to anything. There's no sort of Wi-Fi signal. This is just a fake.
Well, then Chaney immediately steps forward and starts stepping down the hall. And there's one of those camera shots that follows along the floor. And with every footstep that steps into frame, it gets more wolfish as he grows out of his clothes and his shoes rip off. And all of a sudden the camera pulls up and there's a fucking werewolf.
And he's screaming the whole time because it hurts so bad.
All they hear is just this like...
Chaney goes Krynos. There are old scents, but nothing that reminds you of anything fresh and active.
Yeah.
As you get into the condo, Chaney can see that the trash has been bagged up. All the linens are piled in the laundry room. The doors to the bedrooms are open.
Guys, did we miss our shot?
Okay, first thing Curtis is going to do is open all the blinds in this room. Because I assume it faces the outside. Some
does.
part of this. Any part that faces outside, he's going to open all the blinds to expose the sunlight.
Yeah, this is a pretty standard condo. Once you turn the corner of the hall, it leads straight into a large kitchen dining area, which is right looking out onto the deck. Tons of windows. You open the blinds, sunlight pours in.
Right.
If there's vampires in here, they're hiding in closets.
And they're dumb as rocks because they're visiting the Sunshine State.
Yeah. People vacation, Corey.
Well,
Sunlight is pouring in. There's clearly nobody else in this condo.
I keep listening for that sweet sizzle, and I'm not hearing it.
It's been cleaned. There's a checklist of all the things that need to be done before exiting. It's not like a crazy checklist like Airbnb, like mow my lawn, because this is a Verbo. It's a little higher class.
Right, officiate my daughter's wedding.
Yeah.
to Michael Jackson.
Airbnb, what can you do?
That's how they answer the phone.
All right. What do you guys do? It appears the vampires have left.
So that's for sure. We've examined the bedrooms and everywhere.
Yeah, you guys peek your heads in. There's no luggage. Nobody's in the beds. Unless the vampire family is holed up in a single closet, somehow keeping their dog very quiet.
Well, shit.
That was my thinking.
Well, I guess we'll go home.
Can't believe I put on this dress for nothing.
Will you go to prom with me?
Can we investigate a mystery move?
Absolutely.
Yay!
What do we want to do with that?
Let's all do that, and we'll just help.
Okay. Is that sharp?
Yes. I have +1 in sharp.
Well, Curtis has +2.
Melvis has -1.
I also get a +1 to investigate using wolf senses. I'll still roll to help Curtis.
All right. Investigate a mystery.
And I rolled a 13.
Ooh, nice.
All right, so then Curtis gets a +1.
Chaney is using his heightened animal senses.
Same.
Okay, Curtis +2 in sharp. That is a 7.
Ah, right on the line.
Yeah, I rolled shit.
Thank God for my pup.
So on Investigate a Mystery with a 7 to 9, you get to hold 1, which means you can ask me one question. For example, what happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? Where did it go? What was it going to do? Etc.
I think I'm going to go with where did it go?
Smart.
Gotcha.
I'm the expert.
So tell me about how Curtis is conducting his investigation.
Curtis is going to look through any kind of refuse or anything that was left behind, the trash, any kind of like receipts or anything that might give some kind of, and he'll check like any like hotel stationery to see if there's been anything written, and he'll do that Big Lebowski thing where he like rubs the pencil.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, he's cool.
So Curtis conducts an investigation. He spends the better part of an hour. He goes through their trash, and he goes through the guest book at the front, which, you know, if anybody's stayed at an Airbnb or something, they a lot of times will have a book where you can, you know, write a short note to other patrons about what you did.
Teresa was great.
Yeah. The last entry is, we had a great time.
The blood was bountiful. We feasted like Romans.
We had a great time at the Jungle Oarsman. Great place for a family. Lots of easy pickings for late night bites. Even though we have an RV, great place to stay. It's signed Tina Wilson. And in the trash, you find a couple of receipts for Buc-ee's with very large fuel bills.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you not in the South, Buc-ee's are these like mecca gas stations.
It is fucking hell on earth. I visited one for the first time recently, and I was instantly reminded of the scene in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas where he's talking about the circus casino, and he's talking about that was what people would be doing on Saturday night if Hitler had won the war. That's what whole gas stations would be like. It's a nightmare.
And it's not a coincidence that Kyle referred to it as a mecca because rednecks throughout the South bow and pray to it 3 times a day.
Oh my God, yes.
That is almost true. But you definitely notice the only gas receipts are from Buc-ee's.
Okay.
Where's the nearest Buc-ee's? Let's spring into action, team. We'll go to Buc-ee's.
Your phone tells you that the nearest Buc-ee's is a couple of hours away in southern Alabama.
Oh, good.
This whole time, Melvis has just been looking in the fridge.
Of course.
Hey, man, there ain't nothing in there but blood to drink. Now, don't get me wrong. I've drank my share of blood in the past, but come on, man. Give me a diet soda or some orange juice or some shit.
I wonder why Army Hammer joined the order recently.
Well, it's handy for Elvis. Didn't he get his blood changed like a Chevy a couple of times?
I mean, yeah.
Did he really?
So the answer to your question, Corey, is that they are at a Buc-ee's in Alabama right now.
Okay. So we don't have a car.
Nope.
I want to point this out.
You have a plane.
Oh, we're on a private jet.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure Buc-ee's has a landing strip.
I can't solve all your problems, Todd.
Or are there horses we could ride? Sickly horses.
Well, Corey, this is Panama City, Florida. So no,
Okay.
there's absolutely none.
Yeah. Just so used to Kentucky life. that we all just gallop about. you know.
Yeah.
More common than taxis here.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
All right, fellas, looks like we're heading to Buc-ee's in Alabama. Gonna kill some vampires, and I'm gonna eat my weight in beef jerky.
How are you guys going to get there?
Yeah, I mean, the jet sounds like a good idea.
Honestly, Buc-ee's is large enough that you could land a jet on it.
You guys take off in the private jet, flying hard into Alabama airspace, using the ground radar to search for Buc-ee's. So that's probably like a 45-minute flight. It's
It
not
wouldn't be
that far.
long.
Oh, not long.
At most.
Quail hunters just opening fire every which way.
You guys are flying way too low, circling a Buc-ee's, and you could see it's full of people, SUVs, cars, trucks, lawnmowers, fueling up, eating beef jerky, pulled pork sandwiches.
Guys, it's not too late to call in the TCB Air Force on this. They got Captain Buddy Hawley and the Big Bupper. And Leonard Skinner and their helicopters.
And they don't like flying in the Air Force out after the last crash.
There's no dead rock stars that are all working.
They're on a TCB.
What's Jimi Hendrix doing right now?
All right, what's your plan?
I think we parachute in.
Oh, no.
Well, all Buc-ee's are like right off interstates, so Melvis is going to land the plane on the interstate right there by the exit.
Okay, sounds good.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so this isn't the worst idea I've ever had, but it's definitely in the running.
No, we're just going to tell people we're Harrison Ford.
Well,
I'm thinking this is going to be a act under pressure.
That's a good description of it.
can Curtis help with this with the navigational instruments?
It's probably a good idea.
One of Curtis's moves is I've read about this sort of thing. So I can roll my sharp instead of cool when acting under pressure.
All right.
Okay, so I get a +2 in this roll.
Chaney is not helping.
Was Curtis allowed to play Flight Simulator?
I snuck. What Nana don't know don't hurt Nana.
You'd have to take Dramamine before, though.
Oh, it made my tummy a mess. Diarrheas.
Right now, in some suburban home somewhere in the United States, a Nana is vacuuming, and she pushes open the door to Curtis's room and vacuums under the bed, and something gets caught in the vacuum. She pulls it out. It's a Flight Simulator manual.
At least you didn't find my crusty socks.
Chaney is not helping. He is in werewolf form with his head out the window of the jet, actually.
Jesus. A duck hits him in the face.
Ah, Demaje!
All right, Corey, roll your help.
Okay, +2 sharp. It's a 10.
Good God.
We're great at these games, Kyle.
Yeah. Okay. No more Norse Foundry dice. This is bullshit. I'm on to their scheme.
I'm going to roll this dice made of cotton. Oh, it blew away.
All right, Todd, roll your act under pressure. The plane is heading to the ground, landing gear engaged. You can see some people slowing, some speeding up. Lots of people hanging out their windows looking up as if to, expressions on their face like, is this really happening?
Melvis is cool as 0, but I'm going to get a +1 from Curtis, correct?
Yeah.
All right. That is a 7.
So on a 7 to 9, the keeper, well, the game bastard in this case, is going to give you a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay. Well, the plane is on the ground, all over the place. Everything is going fine. It's going to be a perfect landing until a Volkswagen Jetta doesn't signal and gets into the left lane, clips the landing gear. The plane back end comes up, and for a moment you guys have a steady view of the pavement as you're flying horizontally.
Does it signal?
Then you slam into a bridge, the tail comes off, jet fuel is everywhere, cars are swerving and honking. Then, for southern Alabama, it starts to rain, and everything gets crazy dangerous because people forget who they are and lose their minds. But eventually the plane comes to a gentle halt in a ditch not too far from the Buc-ee's, and only most of the highway is on fire.
Okay, let's go to the Buc-ee's.
Everyone takes one harm.
Oh, fuck.
You guys were in a plane crash. Except for Austin. He's probably fine. He's a werewolf.
Whew. Well, let me tell you, it reminds me of that time I was flying that U-2 spy plane over Russia.
Really?
Yeah.
Look, if a story came out tomorrow about how Nixon had let Elvis fly a spy plane over Russia, it wouldn't have been the weirdest thing from the Cold War.
No,
No, not at all.
I mean, Joe's letting Taylor Swift do the same thing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Swifties are all sleeper agents.
Okay, so we landed.
You landed.
It's time to kill some vampires.
Yeah, you guys are on the highway, and up the hill, on the other side of the ramp is the Buc-ee's, and you can see this huge RV with very blacked out windows sitting near one of the gas pumps.
What time of day is it, Cole?
It's about 10:30.
In the morning?
Yes.
Okay.
I would also like to point out that Melvis did go get his jumpsuit from Juanita, and he's no longer wearing the maid uniform.
Oh, good.
Well, it would have looked weird if he'd fallen out of the plane wearing anything else.
Yeah, Curtis is wearing it now.
Yeah. You might have blown your cover if it hadn't been for that.
It's normal to walk around in a bedazzled jumpsuit in a Buc-ee's in Alabama.
Actually, I'm wearing my vintage Grimace outfit. Spent a pretty penny on that one.
Well, first off, I assume there's already an angry mob around the RV if it parked itself by the gas pumps for them to stay there.
Why do you think they're staying there?
Because it's daytime.
Sure.
I mean, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Do vampires, they can't ride in vehicles during the day?
Picture this RV veering around the highway with black plastic bags over the windshield.
I mean, Austin, has it ever occurred to you that someone else might be driving for them?
Oh, okay.
Who is not a vampire?
I thought you were positing something like sunglasses, right?
Well,
So they're at a gas pump. They're fueling up.
yeah.
Obviously, one of the vampires is not going to be fueling up.
Yeah, who's pumping?
The dog.
Well, you can't see. That would be on the other side of the RV.
Ah, okay.
okay.
Well, we walk over there.
Okay, so you guys approach the Buc-ee's. A crowd is forming on the hillside, pointing out at the wreckage of the plane, the burning jet fuel on the interstate, the wrecked cars. You guys just pass through that crowd.
Yeah.
They give you a pretty wide berth considering the Grimace costume. Some dude dressed as a weird Elvis.
Nothing to see here. Somebody call in Kurt Cobain. Oh, look, there's Tupac. Thanks, Pac.
And you get to the other side of the RV, and there's a middle-aged guy in a Green Bay's Packer jersey, cargo shorts, and flip-flops fueling up the RV.
So it's low rent Renfield is what we're low Renfield is what we're dealing with.
Well, that's his last name now.
Okay.
Is this someone we've seen before?
No,
Okay.
it's not.
Okay. So he's like their familiar or their
Yeah.
whatever kind of thing. Okay.
He just kind of looks like a Midwestern doofus.
right. These vampires suck.
All right, so someone else should probably approach him as I'm still a werewolf.
And I'll grab us.
Now, Austin, I'm assuming you didn't walk through this crowd of people in werewolf form.
I did, but I've got a service animal vest on.
Okay. Yeah, he's
okay.
fine.
That's fine.
I'm holding his little handle. I'm obviously emotionally upset.
So I guess Melvis is going to talk to this guy.
I think so.
All right.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Melvis saunters up to the guy as he's pumping gas, and he's like, "Hey, excuse me here, buddy. I got a question for you.
Oh, hey there. Good morning.
Looking for some directions. I'm wondering if you can tell me how to," and he sticks his finger out, "to get to Memphis."
I don't really know, but did you see that plane come down? That was crazy wild. I thought it was going to hit the Buc-ee's, but nope. Just landed on the interstate. Do you hear any screams? It sounds like people are burning in cars.
Well, I'm just going to say this. That's not the craziest thing I've ever seen in Alabama, young feller.
Oh, no?
No, shit gets weird here. Let me tell you.
Yeah. I always try to drive to as fast as possible.
I once flew Wayne Newton out here one time. He was like, "I want to see Alabama." And I was like, "All right, Wayne, let's get on the Lisa Marie and fly out there." And we spent a night in Alabama. I believe it was the town of Huntsville where they got that space station.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we did a bunch of lewds and some Percocets and smoked a bag of weed and wandered around the space station. It was like we was on the goddamn moon, let me tell you.
Oh, yeah, the Saturn V right there out of Huntsville. Yeah, on the way down, we stopped at that, and I like to walk around. Rocket boosters the size of like a Volkswagen.
Turns out NASA's not big fans of Wayne Newton.
No?
Nope.
Oh, I would have thought they would have been. I'm a huge Wayne Newton fan.
Nope, they kicked us both out and we spent a night in the drunk tank.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
It was good. No. It was good times.
That's unfortunate.
They had some really good bologna in that jail. Anyway, mighty nice RV you got there.
Oh, yeah, this is the Cuba Gooding 500.
I see.
Got a question. How come all them windows is blacked out? Doesn't that make it hard to see out?
Oh, yeah, it does, but I'm transporting vampire soul.
Wow.
They don't really like the sunlight.
You know what? I got a boy over here. He's a big McDonald's fan. He's that fellow over there dressed like...
Oh, yeah,
dressed
it's a classic Grimace, 1983.
Yep. That's him and his service animal, Chaney, over there. And my boy's always wanted to see what a vampire looks like. Would it be okay if we came aboard?
Oh, I'm not supposed to do that, but I would warn you about those Grimace costumes. The very first run of those were made out of pure asbestos.
It's the only thing he's not allergic to. It's asbestos.
Sorry, no, I can't let anybody on the RV. Boss is like, hey, we're vampires. We'll burst into flames. Sunlight gets on us, so just don't let nobody in the RV. And we won't feed on you at night. That's part of the deal. That's in my contract. I required that.
Melvis immediately launches into the song Unchained Melody.
Okay.
Instead of the hip swivel, he's using the gift of song to hypnotize the vampire familiar.
Okay.
So are Curtis and Chaney within earshot of this?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to roll weird. It's a +2. That's a 10.
All right. Now, what are you specifically asking him to do?
To let all three of us onto the RV.
Okay, I guess it wouldn't hurt nothing. You guys are good guys, right?
Oh, we're the best.
That's a nice dog.
Thank you.
So you guys, he opens the door to the RV, and there's stairs up, the driver's station, and then immediately there's a door leads in deeper into the RV. Like he has this driver's compartment, right? And the rest of the RV is entirely sealed off.
Okay.
He's like, well, this is really the only part I have access to. That's why I got to stop at these Buc-ee's. I swear to God, these are the greatest places on earth. I just go get a steak and cheese sandwich and sit on the toilet, eat the whole thing.
Have you ever had their coconut cake jerky?
I have not, but I'm about to. And he starts swinging his hips and walking straight towards the Buc-ee's.
Elvis becomes hypnotized.
So there's an entrance to the sealed off section, right?
Yeah, there's a door.
Okay. Well, I think we go in there and kill them.
Sure.
But we do need to keep one of them alive. So if there's coffins or whatever in there, I think we leave the youngest alive.
Either that or
Kill them all.
we've got them all trapped in this RV. What if we just drive the RV back to headquarters?
If we got three of them, we get $300.
In the distance, you can hear many, many, many sirens because there's a wrecked plane on the interstate.
Okay. Well, Memphis isn't terribly far from Alabama. You said it's
No.
about 10 in the morning?
Yeah, you could probably be in Memphis in 4.5, 5 hours.
Okay.
So
Let's
we
go.
just put a padlock on that motherfucker and drive this bitch home.
Strap in, fellas. We're on the road again.
Okay.
Okay, so Brian, the nice Midwestern man who just went in to get some coconut beef jerky?
Coconut cake.
Of course. He's not completely irresponsible. He does have the keys in his pocket. He didn't trust you with his vampire wards and just leave the keys in the RV. So somebody's going to have to hotwire this sumbitch.
Curtis.
I got my hot wiring kit. Sometimes I lift cars and sell them to dealers on the side. It's just a thing I'm not proud of it. Gotta make ends meet for Nana's foot medicines.
Curtis's Chop Shop.
Sometimes Vin Diesel comes by and we're friends.
Okay, there we go. This is all on Grand Theft Auto.
But if you're friends with Vin Diesel, you're family.
So definitely act under pressure. I don't think anybody else can help you with this.
Okay, if it's act under pressure, he'll use, I've read about this sort of thing. He's read the novelization of Gone in 60 Seconds.
There you go.
I've wrote some fanfic.
I bet he has.
So he's going to use, I've read about this sort of thing, so he can roll as sharp instead of cool.
I imagine Curtis's fanfic as the most milquetoast, non-sexual fanfic ever written.
Oh yeah, they obey speed limits. Okay, so +2 sharp. That's not good. That's 2 ones.
Oh.
But I've used none of my luck.
Good call.
I'll use a luck.
And if I recall correctly, that doesn't allow a reroll. That just lets you set the result, right?
That's right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I got the ultimate result.
12.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
It's 24.
Oh, okay.
No, it's actually Todd is right. I believe the highest is 10 over is essentially you get what you want and nothing bad happens.
Okay, he rolled a 10.5.
Everyone around this Buc-ee's and for many miles down the interstate is watching the burning wreckage of the jet that you guys landed and then subsequently crashed.
And it says Lisa Marie big on the side.
Yeah.
No one pays any attention to the RV pulling away from the Buc-ee's with the blacked out windows driven by the lunatics. You get ahead of the traffic, get back onto the interstate, heading towards Graceland. Of course, the only person that notices is Brian, who comes out of the Buc-ee's with his arms full of coconut cake beef jerky just in time to see you pull out. Oh, gosh, I am not going to get a Christmas bonus.
They observed the birth of Christ, these vampires, apparently.
You guys put a padlock on the door. The vampires, of course, none the wiser. They have no idea what happened. What the TCB does with them, you don't know, but your superiors are elated that you brought back 3 vampires and a Teufelhund, a devil dog.
Yeah.
I thought that was the name of the RV.
Oh, the name of the RV is the Willie Chestnut.
These vampires are nerds.
Right?
They're from Wisconsin.
Total nerds.
They're from Wisconsin. How cool are Wisconsin vampires going to be? Obviously pretty cool.
Yeah.
So to the heads of the TCB, Melvis says, consider this business taken care of. And then he does a karate move.
Cool. Well, I gotta get home. I just got a text from Nana, and I'm fired up. She got back with her ex-boyfriend Jeff. Now, I just know they're over there just 69 and all over my Funko Pops.
Oh my God.
And he says his name's pronounced Geoff. But I've read books and things.
Well, this concludes our Monster of the Week adventure.
Okay.
I don't know.
Chaney's just going to curl up on his bed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a dog bed on the grounds of Graceland.
Chaney actually takes the RV after they get the vampires out of it and uses that to live his life on the road, like David Banner.
Yeah, the back of the RV was just loaded with grave dirt and the vampires' coffins.
Oh, okay.
The rest of the interior had been ripped out. But
Yeah.
Shotgun.
Reckon I'm headed back to Graceland. Yard ain't gonna mow itself.
Yeah. I was foolishly imagining you guys like breaking in the windows and storming in and staking them in their coffin, some sort of fight, and then you just steal it. So I should have known.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it was my mistake.
I mean, we've got a werewolf, check. A overweight 95-year-old opiate addict. And a wannabe edgelord.
Definitely want to be.
Yeah.
Oh, this was fun though. I enjoyed the Monster of the Week.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with how easy it is to integrate a lot of the fantasy aspect of the monsters and the abilities and things like that.
I'm pretty impressed with how easy it was for you assholes to roll 10s constantly.
The die have been very kind to us. Thank you, Norse Foundry.
That's right, NorseFoundry.com. If you need dice, get on your mobile device or your laptop or your tower system or ham radio and go to NorseFoundry.com. They have all manner of dice made from all manner of materials. They're little rollable works of art, and when you check out, please enter the promo code CHAM, that's CHAM, for the Bastard Quest 10% discount. That's NorseFoundry.com.
They're out of 5s.
Yep. Well, it's the cyber strike.
Right.
It shut down all the Windows computers that make 5s.
Right. The Delta shipment did not come in.
Oh, is
Yep.
that what happened last
That's what
week?
happened, yeah. No more 5s.
Gotcha.
Although, if you're a fan of fifths, thank you to our sponsor, Barrel and Bond, 100 Broadway Street in beautiful downtown Paducah, right there on the banks of the Ohio River. They have whiskey.
Yes.
Opened the bathroom door and just grave dirt fell out.
A mountain of it.
Yeah. And 3 cats.
Thank you for listening to Bastard Quest. We'll be back next week with a new game.
And thank you to all of our listeners, all of our patrons, all of our social media engagers. Thanks for talking to us. Thanks for reviewing. Thanks for listening.
And I would like to thank John Carpenter just for being cool.
Okay.
Good point, Todd.
You're welcome, Kyle.
Thanks for listening. I'm Kyle.
Todd.
Corey.
Austin.